Right now we're asked to find the range of a polynomial. The range, remember, is your y, your domain is your x. X is what you put in, y is what you put out. Y is what you put out. To find the range, you first have to find the minimum or the vortex. You need to find the vortex first. If you turn to page 298, 299 in your textbook, you'll see the equation of the quadratic equation given on the bottom of page 299. And that equation is a, which is a constant, times x minus h, quantity squared, plus k is equal to your function. Your vertex will equal to h k. And that's where it's going to be either your maximum or minimum, and it will either rise or get smaller then. And here is your function, 2x squared minus 2x minus 1. I already wrote it down. Rearranging it because we will complete the square. 2x squared minus 2x is equal to 1. I brought the minus 1 to the other side of the equal sign. Here I factored out the 2 because it's easier to see. 2 times the quantity x squared minus x is equal to 1. And then I divided by 2. X squared minus x is equal to 1/2. 1/2. To complete the square, if you remember, what you do is you take 1/2 the constant of the coefficient of x and you square it. The constant is 1. Can you read this? 1, in fact it's minus 1, divided by 2, and then you square it, and what you get is 1/4. So that's x squared now, minus x, plus 1/4 is equal to 1/2, plus 1/4. It's hard to see. Factoring the term on the left-hand side is just x minus 1/2, quantity squared, and you could check that on the side yourself, is equal to 1/2 is 2/4 plus 1/4, and that's just going to be 3/4. And what I'm going to do is bring back this 2 that I took out the first step. So I'm going to multiply everything by 2. It's 2x minus 1/2, quantity squared, is equal to 3/2, or 2 times x minus 1/2 squared minus 3/2 is equal to 0. Your vertex, hk, taken from this equation, h is 1/2, k is minus 3/2. That is where your equation will either find a maximum or minimum. Again, review this section of your book. You find if a up here is positive, this number will be a minimum. So what we're looking at is a quadratic equation that looks like that. This point right here is 1/2, and it's below the x-axis. Y is minus 3/2. And you're asking for the range of this function. So the range will be minus 3/2 up to infinity. And that would be your answer. Again, since it was probably off the paper, I put the 2 back into the equation. So you have 2 times x minus 1/2 squared minus 3/2 is equal to 0. Your vertex is 1/2. The 1/2 comes from here. The k is minus 3/2. It comes from this term here. If you plot your function, and I did it crudely on a piece of paper, you'll find that your minimum is 1/2 minus 3/2. So here's your y-axis, x-axis, and here's your y-axis, kind of like there. It's not centered on 0, 0. And your vertex, or your range would be minus 3/2, and it goes up to infinity.